welcome to my studio. Today we're going to be doing the Ho 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 wreath. And we're going to start out with a little glitter Ho Ho Ho, and I found these at the Dollar Tree or any of the dollar stores. They have a bunch of them this year, and there's all kinds of different letterings and stuff, so don't think about it just being this one. There's other things out there. Now these are also great fillers to put in your Christmas tree to really brighten up your Christmas tree, so you can do that as well. There's a lot of fun things you can do with them. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ribbon off, and I take the ribbon off and I save it and I use it on little ornaments and stuff like that, so I don't throw that away. And we're going to start by adding our crayon, and I'm going to kind of look at the design and figure out how I want to do that. And I am going to start by putting some blue dots in first, so I kind of know where I'm going to pull those out of. And I'll probably go back and add some later, but it kind of helps me divide it off. So I know I want it in the middle of all of the H's. So I'm going to do those exactly alike. So we're going to start like that, and that kind of gives me an idea. And the wax that I'm using is Crayola Crayon. If you've never seen any of my videos before, this is a process that I have come up with to paint with Crayola Crayon that we have melted. And visit my YouTube site at Miriam Joy 123, no S, Miriam Joy 123, and there is a video on the front page that explains the basic of the wax technique, which is a really good video. So I'm going to use my number 2 tool, and I'm going to start with my yellow first. And remember to warm up your tools. And I'm going to put my yellow in. And yellow is a great color. It really brightens what you're working on up. And if you've done this with me very often, you know that it is dandelion, not necessarily yellow, in the 24 pack of Crayola crayons. And then I know I'm going to put another design here, and I'm going to put another one here, and I think I kind of kept my H open except for that. Now this little guy, I'm going to do one on one side and one on the other. Now when you're working on glitter, your strokes don't pull quite as far as when you're working on other non-porous items. So we're going to do one here. Here. And I try to do the Christmas colors, the red and the green. You've already got the green as your background, the gold or the yellow, and then blinging blue in, which really is, you see it in a lot of holiday decorations. And my personal colors at home are the blues, the silvers, and the purples, and I do snowflakes. But the blue really, really adds to it, so I do keep a lot of blue in my designs as well. So we're going to now just kind of divide this off, and I am going to try and get 2 of these in here, if not 3. I may do 3. Alright, so we've got our yellow added in. So now I'm going to change colors, and we're going to go to the red, and I'm going to do the red on either side of the yellow now. And if you want the strokes a little bit fatter, then switch to your number 2 tool, which is bigger. And you'll even get them a little bit fatter. I just can't believe still, I don't know why it should amaze me, but it still does, how this just brightens up and just really makes a piece. It just Every time I do it, I think I still get excited. And slow down, try not to hurry too fast. And I probably have my red loaded just a little bit too full. And I'm trying to hurry just a little bit too fast. That's why I'm kind of getting a drip there. Now I forgot the top of these. I'll switch back to yellow for 1 second. These guys. So we're going to add to them. Now remember, there is no right or wrong. This is just how I see the shapes, how I'm following the designs. If you think it should be done different, then by all means do it differently. Well, I've got it kind of curved that way. I'm going to get all of these in. The crayon wax dries really, really fast within a matter of seconds. As soon as it goes from shiny to dull, it is dry. So that's one really, really nice thing about the process, is you don't have to worry about getting into it too much as you're working, because it dries so fast. And turn the project so that you're pulling your stroke towards you, not away from you. Now you'll notice I do some of mine upside down, and it's just because I've been doing it so long. It is easier if you do turn it towards you. But you can see, I mean, we've done a lot in this already in a little bit of time. That's what's really great about this process, is you don't have to spend a lot of time on it to make it look really great. And any of the glitter items that are out there that's really popular right now, you can put the wax on top of. Just not any felt or material, something that's too absorbent that the wax wants to just absorb right into. So we're going to go and get the last tails here. And if you didn't know where to put these, you could always put the blue dots first, like I kind of did in the beginning, especially on this open area down at the bottom. And don't try to go over your wax. If you make a mistake, it doesn't let you go over it. And this one we're going to remove with the hobby knife. Okay, so now we're going to put on our blue dots, and our blue dots are just the wax, or the Crayola crayon. And the blue I make with the dark blue, or just the regular blue I should say, and I lighten it up with a little bit of white. Otherwise it's going to look like black, so you don't want to do that. Now I'm doing descending dots, and descending dots are where you're running out of wax. So you load and then dot it more than once, and each dot gets smaller as you're going if you're doing a descending dot. So we go dot, 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 and you're just running out of wax. Now if you're not doing descending dots, you need to reload each and every time to keep your dots consistent in size. Now these guys, I'm just going to do one above, and then I'm going to come across the top, and I'm going to do just dots, either one direction or the other direction. And you can use the dots to fill in areas where you don't have any color and you feel it needs it, like the tops of those. So this guy, I'm going to try and keep him like I did the other one. So I'm going to come across on the bottom one direction, but we want to get those guys dotted on top and bottom. Another reason that I use the dots, especially in the middle of the designs, is to clean up the tails of the strokes. And I think it just really completes the design too. But there is no right or wrong. It's how you interpret it. So if you see it a different way, then by all means you do it that way. Now this little guy doesn't have as much room as the other H's do, so I'm not going to give him the dots the other ones do. Okay, now look at it and make sure you've got all of them, because you sometimes forget them, at least I do. Forget where they're at, so kind of just double check everything, and then once you've double checked everything, you want to spray varnish it. Now I also have some styrofoam balls that I found at the dollar store, and these were $1 for the 4. And I think these would really, really add to the wreath. You could use glass bulbs or anything you wanted on there. But since we've got the wax and we're using the wax, let's just go ahead and decorate one of these glass bulbs as well here. And you can do whatever design you want to do. I like to just kind of follow the circle around. And I'm not going to be using this and it's getting in my way, so I'm going to go ahead and break that off right now. And I kind of put my fingers around so I kind of know where the circle would be. And I'm going to do it like I always teach you to do my circles, and just divide it off. First in quarters, then in eighths, now I'm just going to do 8 instead of 16 on this one. Now I'm going to jump up one size of the tip to the larger end, and we're just going to pull some of these yellow ones just right in. And you can do all kinds of different designs on these bulbs, and it makes them very, this kind of reminds me of like the Grinch Stole Christmas, that type of feeling. Kind of real festive type of feeling. Now you can do whatever you want. You can add more, you can add less. I'm going to take my blue and do descending dots down from the red, not the yellow. So just however you see the design going, go ahead and do it. And then I think I'm going to flip it up, and let's just do red, and I'm going to do these in between the blue, and I'm pulling these up or out instead of down like I did the last batch. And let's do one more row and we'll be done with this guy. Actually, we're just going to do a dot just to fill that color in. And then we have him all done. Be careful with your dots, don't turn them too fast. So they've got to dry a little bit. If you turn them to the side, they may want to run down a little bit like that guy did. Okay, so we've got our bulbs. Now you're going to spray varnish everything that we did. Make sure you get it nice and coated, and then we're going to apply it onto our wreath. Now, I know in a couple of the videos, and if you haven't seen those yet, I kind of have a trick to attaching wire to an item using glue, a hot glue gun. You couldn't just stick a wire to hot glue gun, but you can put it on with the wire and something over the top of it that's absorbent. So I use an old piece of material and I just glue those right on, and that way your wire stays on and you don't have to try and do another complicated way to glue your wire on or figure out how to get your project on your wreath. Now my wreath they've had these at Michael's. This is an 18-inch wreath, and they've had these at Michael's on sale for $2.99, and some of the special days, if you subscribe, they're doing them $1.99. So that is a great deal. Now, the area that I'm going to put the ho 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 on, I want to keep it smushed down. We don't want to lift that part up, because it looks kind of funny poking through and you can't read the words and everything. So we're just going to take that now and twist our wire right onto our wreath. Should have done them just a tad bit longer. And the other end. Alright, now I'm going to take my ribbon, and my ribbon I purchased at the Dollar Tree or the dollar stores as well. And they have a great selection of ribbon, and these are 3 yards, and you can do a nice size ribbon for 3 yards. Now I'm going to give this one less loop, a little bit longer tail. Let me get my wire so I can tie it when I'm done. So we want to leave a little bit of a tail there. And we're just going to make this bow real quick here. I do have a video on how to make bows. It goes into a little bit more step-by-step detail, and I'm sorry I send you to other videos, but that's what they're there for, is so that we can concentrate and not spend as much time on the project that we're making now. So check those out. Normally I would tell you to do 5 loops, but I think in this one we're only going to be able to do 4 because we want to leave that for our longer tail. So we've got 4 in our bow here, and a little bit of a longer tail. And slip that right through my fingers. It puts me right around the bow. Tie that bow right on. And fluff it up. And when I'm doing bows like this, I will only use ribbon that has wire in it. It just is so much nicer, and you can fluff them out. And next year, when you go to use it again, you have a bow you can just fluff right out and it's not ruined. So I'm going to tie this a little bit to the side. And again, I'm not making my wires quite long enough here. And I am going to glue it in a couple of spaces here. Kind of have it up and in between, and then pull it together. And I was one of these people, and I don't know why, for years thought I always had to keep my glue gun on the high setting, and I can't tell you how bad I have burned myself. And I've just recently started setting things on the low setting, and there's no reason that this should be on the high glue gun setting. It's just fine on the low setting for this. So now we're going to take the second one, and this guy is just going to do one little one right there. I'm going to push him in. Now, these little guys, after you've varnished, you can leave a little bit of a tail on them, or you don't have to leave any of them, and just hot glue these in where you think they need to be. I love the crayon with the crayon. I think that's really nice. And you're just going to hot. Now, where you do put the glue gun on your wax, it will melt. So make sure that's where you're going to stick it into the wreath and not have a melted part of your thing. So there's our nice little Christmas ho 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 wreath, and that was a lot of fun. I hope you'd enjoyed it as much as I did. If you have any questions about this project, please email me at art@miriamjoy.com. For any of the wax tools that we may have used today, please visit my website at miriamjoy.com. You can only purchase these on my website. These are an exclusive Miriam Joy product only, so please know that. There's also a YouTube link that takes you over to instructional videos about the wax design, as well as of a bunch of fun videos that has other things and projects for you to do, and we try to continuously update those for you. There's a Facebook page, and you don't have to be a member of Facebook, where we post fun projects and gourds as well on that website. We try to do that every day to inspire you. We also have fun projects contests during the holidays, so come on over and have fun with us. Thank you for joining me today. Have a Merry Christmas and God bless.